Lumbini TV SD.
कोभिड-19 को महामारीले गर्दा पठन पाठनमा भएको असहज परिस्थितिमा पनि रेड नेपाल र कालिका मानवज्ञान मावि बुटवलद्वारा उत्पादित यो कार्यक्रम ग्रिन तारा नेपाल, फेडो नेपाल र रेड नेपालबाट संयुक्त रूपमा सञ्चालित स्ट्रङ गर्ल्स प्रोजेक्टको एक अंश हो। यस करोडा जर्मनी तथा जर्मन सरकार BMZ को आर्थिक सहयोग रहेको छ। स्टे होम, स्टे सेफ।
Namaste. Welcome all the students to our today's virtual class of class 6 subject English. And it's me, Vinita Thapa, English teacher of Kalika Manavgyan Secondary School. Dear students, in our previous class, we learned about one story, right? Now today, we will be learning about a grammar topic, that is article. Okay? Today, I have picked one topic from grammar, and that is article, and it is from unit 1. Now before I start teaching you about article, we should know about, after the completion of this lesson or this topic, what you are going to achieve, what are the learning outcomes after we complete this topic. So we will have a look on the slide and see the learning outcomes. Now see there, class 6 subject English unit 1 and topic is grammar, article. Learning outcomes, at the end of this lesson the students will be able to, now what you will be able to, list indefinite and definite articles. Usually what happens is that after you complete learning this topic article, you only focus on the uses of a and the, but you don't know about indefinite and definite articles. So in today's class I will be explaining in detail about indefinite and definite articles, and the next learning outcome is make the correct use of articles. Now these are the learning outcomes of today's topic. Now let's start our today's class formally. Okay, what is the topic? Article, right? Article, and in article there are two types of article. Let's write here types of article. How many types of article are there? There are two types of article. The first one is definite article and second one is indefinite article. Now let's be clear about definite article and indefinite article. Under definite article what comes? The, and under indefinite article a and an. Now you should be clear about what do you mean by definite article and what do you mean by indefinite article. Definite article, it points out or it refers to any object that is particular, right? Definite, it refers to particular object. Okay, definite article, it refers to particular object, but indefinite article, it does not refer to particular object. Now still you might be confused about what is particular object and what is not particular object. Okay, now I'll give you here a few examples. Like for example, I will use a. I bought a bag. Now in front of bag a is used, and a is indefinite article. That means it is referring, a is referring to any bag, not to one particular bag. Now see, I will make one next sentence. I bought the bag. Now see here, in this case, bag is taking the. Here why the is used? When the is used, it means one particular bag. For example, I and my mother went to market and there I saw one yellow bag. I loved that very much, but that was too expensive, so I could not buy that. But I was willing to buy that bag. I came back home and I saved my money. I went back to market after a few days and finally I bought the bag, not a bag. Okay, a bag means any normal bag, but the bag means one particular bag. Now I bought the bag means, you know that, yes, which bag? Yellow bag, which was very expensive. So in this way, definite article, it refers to particular object. Indefinite article, it does not refer to particular, it may be any. One more example I'd like to give you. Like my mother washed apple and she kept in the kitchen. Okay, and she went, after putting that apple, she went back for any other work. I went to kitchen, I saw that apple is already washed, so I had that. Finally, and at that time only my mother came and, where is the apple? Where is the apple? Okay, that particular apple which she washed. Okay, the particular apple which she washed. And what do I say? I ate the apple. There I won't say that I ate an apple. I'm saying that that particular apple, I ate that. So definite article, it refers to particular object, whereas indefinite article, it does not refer to particular object. In this way, you have to understand. Here a, any bag. Here the, one particular bag about which the listener also knows very well. So articles, there are two types. They are definite and indefinite article. Under definite article, there is one article, that is the. And in indefinite article, a and an is there. Now we will go one by one to each article and know their uses. Okay. Okay. At first we will go to a. Let's go to a. Okay. Uses of a. Uses of a. Now from very junior classes, you know that a is used for singular noun, right? For singular countable nouns. Singular countable. And countable means, for example, a sugar you cannot use, isn't it? Sugar is uncountable. So uses of a, you know very well, it is used for singular countable nouns. And you also know that a is used before consonant letters. In junior classes, you learn that wherever, if A, E, I, O, U, except A, E, I, O, U, wherever other letters occur, you use a, right? So a is used before consonant sounds. Where? Before consonant sounds. And dear students, now what you have to do is, you don't need to note down whatever I write on whiteboard. Later on we will see on the screen and then you will copy down. Okay, for now you don't need to copy down, just listen to me carefully and try to understand as much as possible. Now before consonant sounds means, for example, a hat, hat, right? Consonant sound. Likewise a cap, isn't it? A pen. In this way, what we use is that before consonant sounds we use a. And next, now I will write only examples. Okay, I will explain and I will write example. Now next use of a is that it is used before abbreviated or short forms o as well. But the initial sound should be, the sound should be what? Consonant. For example, a BA, right? A VIP officer. Now see here, etc. VIP, it is short form. Likewise, BA is also short form. But the front, the initial letters here, it is in consonant sound. So here, such type of abbreviated forms also take a PA or VIP officer. Likewise, I will list here some of the letters like E, I, O. Now see here. Okay, E, U, O. These are what? Vowels. These are vowels, isn't it? Whenever we see egg, we automatically put N because the initial letter is vowel. But see here, in this case, what happens is that, see this word. Next, union. Next, one-eyed person. Usually what happens is that students do a very big mistake that you only see the first letter. Now you cannot use O or N by looking the first letter only. What you have to do is you have to listen to their sound. What is the pronunciation of this? U. U. That means, I'd like to give one more information that in Nepali language, ka, kha, ga, gha, nga, these all are consonant sounds, and you have read a, e, u. These are vowels. Okay, we should be clear about it. Ka, kha, ga, ga are consonants, whereas a, e are vowels. Now, when you pronounce this word you, what comes? Nepali you, isn't it? That means, what is this? This is consonant, but the letter over here is vowel. The letter does not matter. The only thing that matters is sound. Okay, you. So what we are going to use? A. Here in second, how do you pronounce this? U-N-I-O-N. Union. Ya. Ya is consonant. So whatever may be the letter over here, it doesn't matter, we will be using A. Because in very first we have learned that before consonant sounds, what do we use? We use A article. Likewise, O-N-E, how do we pronounce it? One, right? That means, what is the first sound that is coming? Wa. Wa. That comes in what? That comes in consonant. So whatever may be, this is vowel, but it doesn't matter because its pronunciation is what? In first initial pronunciation is consonant, so we will be using A. You have to be very much clear about it. Likewise, A, uniform. Uniform also starts from U, isn't it? And U is what? It's vowel, but its pronunciation uniform, U, so it is consonant. We cannot use it just looking at U, oh it's vowel, we will use N, it will be wrong, mistake. So you have to be very much clear about it. So I have been telling you that in English language pronunciation is very much important. U, union, one-eyed. Now these are some of the uses of A. Now one more use of A is that it is used with the profession also. Like, I'm a teacher, a teacher. A teacher. Likewise, a doctor. Right? A physician. A physician. So uses of A, it is used before profession as well. A teacher, a doctor, a physician. Now these are some of the uses of A. Now we will go to the uses of N. Okay, uses of N, that is the second vowel. Oh sorry, it is second article, and O and N are indefinite articles, right? Now uses of N, it is also used for singular countable nouns, and N is used before vowel sound. Used before vowel sounds. Used before vowel sounds means wherever A, E, I, O, U. If the sound is that, then what we are going to use? We are going to use N. For example, N, umbrella, an orange, right? An umbrella, you know very well. An umbrella, an orange, an elephant. See here, O. What is the sound? O, right? O, O, A. See, these all are vowels. See, O, O, A, O, A, E, E, U, U. These are vowel sounds, isn't it? Now, one more. Here, if you see, these are vowel letters. Now, see. If you are set to fill up the blank with either O or an, what you are going to fill up here? See here, look carefully. What do? You only look the initial letter and oh, H is consonant. Okay, let's put O, which is mistake. It's wrong. What you have to do, I said you that please focus on the sound and not the letter. And in honest, what is its pronunciation? Honest, I said already, isn't it? And what does it start with? O, which is vowel. So, it doesn't matter what letter is here, what we are going to use here, as the sound is O, so we will be using N. Understood? Likewise, hour. Here also, it starts with O, hour. So, an hour. Likewise, next example, owner. It's an owner. O. See here. You have to be very much careful in these type of words where H remains silent and the sound, what sound comes? O sound comes, that is vowel sound. That is, this is what consonant but vowel sound comes, so we use an. Clear about it? And next is, we also use an in some of the abbreviated forms or short forms with whose initial sound comes vowel. For example, N, M, A. Here also M is what? It is consonant letter, but the sound is M, A. It starts from A. So, N. Likewise, N, S, E, E. S. So, here consonant letter is here, but it doesn't matter because its pronunciation starts with vowel sound. So, in such abbreviated forms also we are going to use N, but the initial sound should be what? It should be vowel. Now, these are some of the uses of N, and in one more thing also, like an engineer. Engineer is what? Its profession, and there also we are going to use N because engineer, it starts from vowel sound. Now, these are some of the uses of N. Now, we will go to the last vowel, to the last article, that is the. Okay, uses of the. Uses of the. Now, where we are going to use the is that the first thing, listen to me carefully, the is used in front of the noun which is repeated. For example, I bought a bag. I gave the bag to my sister. Now, see here, I bought a bag, one bag I bought. Now, I gave the bag, means I gave the bag, the same bag which I bought. It is already mentioned in previous sentence, right? So, that what we are going to use here, we are going to use the, because the noun is being repeated again. So, we are talking about the same bag. So, in second sentence, we have written the, whereas in the first sentence, we have written bag or. Why? Because in front of this, nothing is there. Bag is not mentioned earlier. But in second sentence, see, same bag is mentioned in first sentence. So, here in second sentence, we are going to use the. So, it is, the is used in front of the noun which is repeated. One use of bag, one use of the. Now, second use of the is that it is used before superlative adjective. superlative adjective. Now you need to know, have the information about superlative adjectives also. In adjective there are three forms, isn't it? Positive, comparative and superlative. For example, tall, taller, tallest. So tallest is the superlative form used before superlative degrees of adjective. Okay, adjective, for example, Ram is the tallest boy in the class. Now see here, tallest is a superlative degree of tall. So what we are going to use here? The. Now if in exam or in any test, if any question is given you, Rita is student, best student. Now Rita is best student. Option is your blank is given here. What we are going to fill? Oh, and the, oh god, it's so hard article, isn't it? Now what you have to see here is best. Best is adjective. Which degree? Superlative degree. That means what we are going to write here? The. Understood? So whenever superlative degree of adjective, it takes the article. Clear? Likewise, the is also used in front of the direction, four directions. What are four directions? You have read in science, isn't it? East, west, north, south. So in these also, the east, the north, the south, etc. One more direction you know very well, right? The east, the north, the south, etc. Likewise, we will be using the also in the imaginary geographical lines. You have read this in social study, like the Tropic of Cancer. See here, it is taking Tropic of Cancer. It is one of the imaginary line, right? Tropic of Cancer. Likewise, what else? The equator, the Tropic of Capricorn. These are geographical, imaginary geographical lines on Earth, isn't it? They also take what? They also take the article. Likewise, the is also taken by newspapers. I'm going to erase it because you don't need to copy it. The is also used in front of the newspaper. The Rising Nepal. This is newspaper. Likewise, the is used in front of rivers also. The Bagmati, the Nile, the Nile. Likewise, in front of the books also, like the Bhagavad Gita, the Ramayana. Likewise, canal also, like the Panama Canal. Now, likewise, newspapers, rivers, books and canals, they also take the article. Likewise, famous monuments or famous buildings like the Singh Darbar, the White House, the Taj Mahal. They are famous monuments or famous buildings, right? So they also take which article? The article. You need to keep this in mind. This is one more use of the article. Now we will go to next use of the article, that the is used before musical instrument. before a musical instrument, but there is one exception case that in context to learning or maybe teaching as well, teaching or practicing, okay. Like for example, Rohit plays the guitar. Now see here, we are taking guitar is musical instrument and we are taking the article because this guitar is being used in context of learning, playing, right? Playing means what? We are not going to play with guitar, means he is practicing. So when musical instruments are used in context of what? In context of learning or teaching or practicing, we use the article. But when the same musical instrument is used in quantity, then what we are going to use? Like, I bought. Now if option is given over here, then what? Oh, teacher said that musical instruments, they take what? The. No, wrong. You should see the context in which guitar is being used. Here I bought guitar, here means quantity. The context is quantity, one guitar. So I bought a guitar because it's singular, right? I bought a guitar because in this sentence the context is about buying, about quantity. But in this context, what is the context? The context is that context is playing or practicing. So you need to look the sentences very carefully. So this is the next use of the article. Okay. Now these are some of the articles that like where we are going to use articles a, and the. Now next we will be reading about the omission of article. Omission of article means where we are not going to use article. The first thing is omission of article. We are not going to use in front of the countable plural nouns in general. Like for example, tigers live in the jungle. Tigers in general, tigers, all the tigers live in jungle. Likewise, cows give us milk. Here we are not talking about one cow. All the cows, they give milk. We are talking in general, so we are not going to use anything over here. Likewise, next is that all the sports materials, they also take over. They also don't take article. For example, I play basketball. I play basketball. Here basketball is sports or game, so we are not going to use any article here. But if we use in the context of quantity, like I bought a basketball. Here we are talking about quantity, so it will take a. Okay, when we talk about quantity, it will obviously take a. Now these are some of the place where we are going to omit article. Likewise, one more I'd like to explain it. It is not used in front of meal. For example, I had my lunch. I had my lunch. It's meal, we are not going to use in front of this. We are going to omit. But if in front of this, see here, I had a delicious meal. Delicious, let's write here lunch, okay. Now here see, in front of lunch, what is coming here? Adjective, so here we are going to use a. Here we are going to use a. You need to be very much careful about such things. Now rest of other things we will see on the slides and learn through slide. Whatever points are left, we will see on the slide and learn. Now the first is article. See there, kinds of article: indefinite, a, an, For example, I bought a hat, ordinary hat, okay. Definite the. For example, I bought the hat means here we are talking about one particular hat which listener also knows very carefully. Now next slide, see there. Uses of a. It is used before consonant sounds like a cat, a hat, a ball in abbreviated words or short forms, but the initial sounds will be consonant, a BA, a WHO, officer, a VIP, etc. Now next, when the letters E, O and U are pronounced as consonants, I explained you earlier, so that I am going to read out only a U, a one-eyed person, a union, a uniform. When the word refers to a profession also, a doctor, a teacher, a physician. In certain expressions of quantity, before I left this to explain, right? So it's very much easy, so that I focus only on the main or the things which I had to explain. In certain expression of quantity like a lot of, a couple of, a dozen, a kilo, a meter, etc. In exclamation, for example, what a beautiful flower. In exclamation sentences also we are going to use a, but in some sentences only. Now let's have a look on the uses of an. Next slide. Uses of an, it is used in abbreviated words in its initials if its initial sound is what? Vowel. An MA, an MP, an SEE, etc. Before words having vowel sounds, an orange, an umbrella, an ox, etc. And in the last is wherever H is silent, we use an. Now uses of the, next slide. Uses of the before a particular noun or repeated noun. I bought a bag, I gave the bag to my sister. Next is with the names of sea, ocean, canals, rivers, gulf. Before the names of newspaper or holy books. Before the name of musical instrument in the sense of playing or practicing. I explained it on the whiteboard already. Next slide. Before superlative degrees, it is the best song I have heard. He is the tallest boy in the class. Before the four poles, that is north, the east, isn't it? Now likewise the equator, the Tropic of Cancer. Before the name of great buildings like the Taj Mahal, White House, Singa Darbar, they take the. Before the name of the country is written in abbreviated, for example, the USA, the UK, the UAE, the Maldives, the Philippines, either if they are in abbreviated or in plural forms, they take the. It is additional. Okay. Next slide. Now omission of article, you need to pay attention in this slide. If plural countable noun is used in general sense, for example, tigers live in jungle, we are talking about general tiger, all the tigers. We are not talking about any particular. Cows give us milk. If the word indicates a name of games, sports, like for example, I play basketball, he loves playing football. But if the noun indicates number of or particular object, like I bought a football, here quantity is being mentioned. Past the volleyball means one particular one. So we are going to use, in such cases we are going to use article. Now next slide. Before the name of meals, I explained already, I usually take my breakfast at 7 o'clock. Here breakfast is not taking an article, but sit down, I had a good breakfast today. Here in front of breakfast, adjective is being used, so that we are using a. Likewise, when do you have your lunch? Your lunch is not taking what? Article, but my friend asked me for a dinner on her birthday, means in some occasion. The dinner is focused on special occasion, so we are going to use here article. Before the names of diseases, she died of AIDS, in such diseases also we are not going to use article. Next slide. But some diseases are there who take article, like I have listed there some of the diseases. Now before the names of languages also, we are not going to say the English or the social study, we are not going to use article here also. Now the last one, I will explain it very short, like before the names of church, market, we are not going to use any article, but if it is used for secondary purpose, like I go to school to learn, what is the primary purpose of going to school? Yes, obviously to learn, so that in place of school, we have not used article. Yeah, like temple, we go to worship, so in front of temple there is no article, but in next slide you will see there. Next slide. For secondary purpose means I went to the school to meet my friend, not to learn but to meet my friend. I went to school, so its secondary purpose is there, so we are using article the. Likewise, Sita went to the temple to feed poor people, not to worship but for next other work, so here we are going to use article. Now some classroom activity is there. Next slide. I won't be able to read out all these and explain to you because we don't have enough time. So I will go directly to answer. Next slide. This you have to note down and observe why these articles are being used. Please note down in your note copy. Now I have got home assignment also for you. Next slide. Do the article exercise of your textbook. In your textbook, English textbook, in page number 6 and 7, we have got some exercises related to article that you have to do in your textbook, in your copy. Okay, that's all for today. I'm so sorry that I could not explain all the classroom activities very one by one, but I know that my students are so good that they will observe them properly and do by themselves. I have written answers also, and please do your home assignment. Stay safe, and we will be meeting in our next class. Till then, have a good day. Thank you very much.